Sometimes the hardest battles we face are not with the world around us, but within our own minds. When emotions cloud judgment and distractions pull us down, the only way to find true strength is to step back, detach from the chaos, and rise above the noise. It's not about avoiding life's challenges, but about mastering your response to them, finding freedom in letting go and power in staying calm. This is the path to inner peace and unstoppable growth. In life, we often find ourselves overwhelmed by emotions, anger, fear, disappointment, that cloud our judgment and trap us in cycles of suffering. These feelings can consume us, making every setback feel like a personal failure and every criticism a crushing blow. But the essence of Stoicism teaches us that we don't have control over external events, only over how we choose to respond to them. Detachment is not about indifference or avoiding reality. Rather, it's a conscious practice of stepping back from the immediate emotional reaction to see things as they truly are. When we detach, we don't allow fleeting emotions to dictate our decisions or rob us of our peace. Instead, we cultivate a higher perspective, one that recognizes challenges as temporary and often outside our control, freeing us from the chains of reactive suffering. This space we create through detachment allows us to rise above chaos and turmoil, enabling clear, calm, and rational responses. It's in this elevated state that real strength emerges, not from fighting the world, but from mastering our inner world, choosing peace over panic and wisdom over impulsiveness. This is how we transform obstacles into opportunities for growth and resilience. True detachment requires practice and patience because our minds are naturally wired to cling to things, whether it's desires, fears, or even grudges. We build stories around our experiences, convincing ourselves that certain people, outcomes, or emotions define us. But Stoicism teaches us that these attachments are the very source of much of our pain. When we cling too tightly, we become prisoners of circumstance, reacting endlessly to external events instead of choosing our own path. Detaching doesn't mean giving up on life or ignoring your feelings. It means recognizing that your worth and peace aren't dependent on these shifting factors. Imagine standing on a mountain, looking down at the chaos below. From that height, you see everything more clearly and understand that storms pass and valleys change. This perspective allows you to meet difficulties with grace instead of resistance. You learn that setbacks, criticism, and loss are all part of life's natural flow, and none of them have power over your inner calm unless you allow them. Rising above, then, is a deliberate decision to shift your focus from what you cannot control to what you can: your thoughts, your choices, and your attitude. This mental freedom transforms obstacles into lessons, pain into growth, and challenges into stepping stones on the path to wisdom and resilience. The more you practice detachment, the stronger and more unshakable you become, able to face life with a steady heart and clear mind. The journey to detach and rise above is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of self-awareness and discipline. It demands that you constantly observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, recognizing when you are being pulled into emotional drama or unnecessary worry. In the heat of the moment, it is easy to forget that our initial reactions are often driven by habit or fear rather than reason. But when you train yourself to pause, to take a breath and step back mentally, you create a powerful gap between stimulus and response. This gap is where freedom lies. It allows you to choose your actions deliberately, instead of being a puppet to circumstance. The more you expand this space, the more you realize that much of what disturbs you is either beyond your control or insignificant in the grand scheme of things. You begin to see the difference between what truly matters and what is just noise, between what builds you up and what tears you down. Rising above also means accepting life as it is, without futile resistance or denial. It means embracing discomfort, failure, and loss as inevitable parts of growth, rather than threats to your happiness. This acceptance doesn't breed passivity. Instead, it fuels resilience and clarity, giving you the strength to act wisely and patiently, even in difficult times. Over time, this practice builds an inner fortress, an unshakable calm that no external storm can breach. And in that calm, you find the true meaning of freedom. Not freedom from hardship, but freedom within hardship. The power to remain steady, hopeful, and purposeful no matter what life throws your way. Detachment and rising above is ultimately about reclaiming your sovereignty over your own mind and emotions, something few truly understand or practice in today's fast-paced, reactive world. We live in a culture that often glorifies immediate reactions, emotional outbursts, and constant stimulation, making it easy to get caught in cycles of anxiety, anger, and frustration. But Stoicism offers a radically different approach. It teaches that true power lies in the ability to remain composed and centered, regardless of external circumstances. This does not mean suppressing your feelings or becoming cold and distant. Rather, it means cultivating a deep inner awareness where you observe your thoughts and emotions without being controlled by them. When you detach in this way, you break the chains of emotional reactivity and begin to see the world through a clearer, more objective lens. You start to understand that many of your struggles stem not from the events themselves, but from your attachment to how those events should be or how you wish they were. This realization is liberating because it shifts your focus from trying to control the uncontrollable to mastering your own mind. With consistent practice, detachment becomes a natural habit, enabling you to respond to life's challenges with wisdom instead of panic, patience instead of anger, and courage instead of fear. Rising above, then, is not about escaping reality, but engaging with it from a higher vantage point. One that allows you to maintain peace amidst chaos and strength amidst uncertainty. It is the foundation of resilience, the source of profound inner freedom, and the path to a life lived with purpose, dignity, and true happiness. This journey is not easy, but it is the most rewarding pursuit you can undertake, because it empowers you to transform suffering into growth, obstacles into opportunities, and everyday moments into stepping stones towards your greatest self. At the core of detachment lies the profound understanding that life's true power does not come from external achievements or possessions, but from the mastery of one's own mind and emotions. In a world constantly demanding our attention, through endless distractions, opinions, and pressures, it is easy to lose sight of this fundamental truth. Most people live as prisoners of their desires and fears, trapped in a cycle of chasing approval, fearing failure, and reacting to every slight or setback. But when you cultivate the ability to detach, you break free from these invisible chains. This freedom comes from realizing that your inner peace is not dependent on circumstances, but is an internal state you can choose and nurture. It requires constant practice, like a muscle that strengthens with use, of observing your thoughts without judgment, recognizing when you are being pulled into unnecessary drama, and consciously shifting your focus to what truly matters. This practice allows you to respond to life's challenges with clarity and calm, rather than anxiety and impulsiveness. Moreover, detachment empowers you to rise above not only external turmoil, but also your own limiting beliefs and conditioned patterns. This mindset transforms suffering into a powerful teacher, setbacks into opportunities for growth, and moments of hardship into stepping stones toward wisdom and resilience. Rising above is not about perfection or detachment from humanity. It is about embracing life fully, with all its imperfections, while maintaining an unshakable core of tranquility and strength. It is the ultimate expression of freedom, the freedom to live authentically, to act with intention, and to face whatever life brings with dignity and grace. In this way, detachment and rising above become not just philosophical ideas, but a living practice that shapes every moment of your life, guiding you toward your highest potential.